What's up, everyone? You don't know, it's Witter's World here, and we're coming with some very important news in the track world from the one and only Erriyon Knighton. You know, I think most of us as track fans knew about the case of the trend balloon that was found in his system, and his argument or his team's argument was that he consumed contaminated oxtails, right? But trenbolone is a form of steroid that is used in beef to help the cows build muscle and stuff like that. And it started being used by bodybuilders to build muscle. Now they found that same thing in Area 9. And I don't think any oxtails could be so contaminated that the steroids used in them would show up in your system. So that would have meant that he deliberately took it, or he was given it in something and he did not know, right? So it's one of two things. It's either he took it not unknowingly or took it knowingly. And so it's a tough situation. He's banned for 4 years, but at the end of the day, there is still light at the end of the tunnel. He's a very young athlete, and if Justin Gatlin could come back in the sport and perform well, I think he can also come back in the sport and perform well given his age, right? But that whole oxtail thing was completely rubbish. There is no way it would show up in your system if you eat an oxtail lunch. I don't know if you would have to eat tons and tons and tons and tons of contaminated oxtails for trenbolone to show up in your system that much, right? So that story was not convincing at all. But I'm saying that it's a possibility that he took it unknowingly, and it's also a possibility that he knew what he was doing, right? But we cannot deny the talent. He's a very talented athlete, and if he's around the right set of people with the right team, he could come back and perform good after this 4-year ban is up. But if this was a Jamaican athlete, that athlete would have been banned immediately, right? That's how harsh the Jamaica Anti-Doping Commission is on the Jamaican athletes. He would have been, if he was Jamaican, he would have been banned immediately, right? But that's what I like with the US. They give their athletes chances. I think Jamaica should take a page out of their book as it relates to giving our athletes more leniency, right, when it comes to these things. Yeah, I think we should give our athletes more leniency, because he should have been banned outright from they found it in his system. I don't think there should have been a run around like this for such a long time, right? Because I know for a fact if he was a Jamaican athlete, the Jamaica Anti-Doping Commission would immediately ban him, right? But as I said, the US give their athletes a lot of leniency when it comes to these things, right? Because if you can give him such leniency when trenbolone was found in his system, imagine if it was a drug that was not so extreme as Trenbolone is, right? What would they have done? You know what I'm saying? So we need to give our athletes more leniency, like what the US do with the athletes. Give them more leniency if we find any little, cause Jamaica will ban you if they find too much caffeine in your system, right? But these guys found Trenbolone, and they took so long. They took so long with this case, and the drug that they found was an extreme drug, which is used by a lot of, or if not most, professional bodybuilders to build muscle fast. You know, it enables you to train harder for longer, and it also enhances your recovery, right? So it's a crazy thing, you know what I mean? But I think Erriyon Knighton can come back from this, and he will learn from this. You know, now we have to question the 19.4 that he ran. You know, we have to question it now. Was he taking the drug at that time? Those are the things that we have to put in question. But it's a young guy, and he can definitely come back and perform well at the professional level, because the talent is there. There's no denying that the talent is there, and I believe he can come back. Just like Isam Asinga, I think that's his name, Isam Asinga, that young man that was going to run for Singapore. Yes, that guy can also come back and do well, because they are both young athletes. So let us see how it goes, guys. It's not a good thing for the sport. You know, these things kind of make track and field look bad, but you know, it's something that I think exists in a lot of professional sports. But track and field has been tainted with a lot of steroid usage, and I would love to see where a lot of these things comes to a minimum, where, because we don't want to be hearing about these things year after year after year after year, you know what I mean? Yeah, but I wish that young man all the best, and you know, I think he can come back and still perform well. So big up to everyone. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Help me reach that 10,000 subs. Let's get it.